Hi, Zeus here. Season 68 of Warships has an innovation. You can now get 2 Rocket Choppas on a landing craft and use them to go on a 6 times win streak into the middle of the Global Leaderboard. And while I was making this video, this guy slipped in 1 spot ahead of me. Anyway, I want to show you how I did it and what my technique is with these Rocket Choppa attacks. So at the beginning of this season, I made a really big mistake and opened the Hidden Warriors. At this point, I have recovered by opening the Building Health node. I also have deployable turrets. Do not have shock bombs, so the only thing I have to protect my Rocket Choppas are these deployable turrets. I do have flare on tick 4. And part of the goal of getting a fast time with these all Rocket Choppa attacks is anticipating when the engine is going to go down and then launching the flare, because the flares land with quite a delay. And if you send the flare a little bit too early, you will lose, usually. And if you send the flare too late, you will lose, usually. So you've got to time it just right. Anyway, when I land, I send down 1 turret, deployable turret, on the first boom cannon in range. I only land 7 Rocket Choppas because I don't have the gunboat energy to land all of them and to throw 2 turrets. I throw a second turret right away at the second boom cannon that I'm going to be targeting next to the engine that I'm going after. And that allows me, oops, I did not do the flare right there. And I'm ignoring the Doom Cannon hidden behind that statue, by the way, because it's at the end of the attack. If it was at the beginning of the attack, I would have to target it. Also want to point out that I have the plus 50% Truth Help node open and also the plus 50% Building Health node open. And that Building Health node is what's allowing me to go on this win streak into the heart of the Global Leaderboard. This base is a little bit tricky because you've got the Doom Cannon there, and I flared back and away from it to get to that second engine. Now I'm going to flare right at the Doom Cannon, and hopefully I'm only going to lose 1 or 2 Rocket Choppas on the way to taking down that Doom Cannon. It'd be really nice if I had the gunboat energy to put down another 3rd deployable turret, but I don't, the way that base is configured. Anyhow, the final move here is the Hail Mary on the last engine, and in the process also lose another Rocket Choppa there. All right, now this base is similar to some of the ones you've seen before, but there's a little bit of a variation here in that there's a second engine in the middle there, and then I flare right to the Doom Cannon, and then I flare back to the 3rd engine in the rear corner there, and then I flare back to the left corner engine protected by the sky shield. Now where I flare there is really important, because if I put the flare along the edge, the Rocket Choppas are going to get at the engine faster than otherwise. Now this base is one that we've already seen me do the attack on.
A few moments later.
And a better one than that one, better time. So I'm going to skip over that. Now this next base has a shock blaster, which is easily handled with a deployable turret. This is a different kind of a base, and it requires a different strategy. Throw down the turret there, throw down another turret there. Meanwhile, I am slowly progressing up the side, throw down another turret there. If I don't get those turret throws exactly right, each of the boom cannons is going to take down 1 or maybe 2 of my Rocket Choppas along the way. Notice that the shock blaster is completely neutralized by the turret. Again, the order that you throw the flares and the deployable turrets, very important. And you notice that the Rocket Choppas take down the sky shield first before they even get to that last flamethrower, and that's going to save you time, and that's because of where I put the flare on the back edge. Here's another base of the same type, so we're going to skip over that one too.
A few moments later.
Had a good time on that one. This base I'm a little bit slower on. This is a very difficult base. You got to throw down 2 deployable turrets at the beginning. Again, 7 Rocket Choppas, and then an 8th one once you get the first defense down. Because of how that base was constructed, I had to clear all of the defenses before I had the engine and the 2 boom cannons down to go on with my attack. I flared to the 3rd engine, throw down a turret on the next boom cannon next to the 4th engine, and then I flared to the corner. Again, it's a well-constructed base. It has the Doom cannon back there, so I'm going to lose a few Rocket Choppas in the process. Soon as that second sky shield goes down, I've also got the engine down, but the 2 sky shields together make it impossible to flare to the engine to speed up the attack. I'm going to skip the next one. I lost the battle by 1 second. This is another base like the other one.
A few moments later.
So I'm going to skip that one too. And here's the last one. While I did lose this one, it's a very difficult base and it's a different kind of a base. I land all the Rocket Choppas and then throw down a deployable turret on that boom cannon on the far right. Flare to the engine in the corner. Take out the next engine, flare to the Doom cannon. And here I made a mistake. I should have flared to the edge, taken out the engine in the corner and then the final engine, and that was the difference in that battle. I would have won if I had done it the right way. Anyway, here's the tech tree. Again, in the beginning of this season, I made a really big error going the top route with the Hidden Warrior instead of the bottom route with the Clone Rifleman, Mortar, and the deployable turret and the Sky Shield. And it took me quite a while to recover from that error, but now I have. I have not opened the second Sky Shield, and I have not opened that gunboat energy node. That's going to be pretty important later on because in order to launch the 10 seekers that you get per landing craft, you're going to need the extra gunboat energy. I've not opened Rudero. I've not opened up the rocket launcher node. And I've not maxed out the Zookas yet, just as a strategy. And the artillery is probably next, and the shock bomb. And then I have to make a decision. Do I go forward for the Seekers or do I go back for that gunboat energy node? It's a question that I'll have to solve as we move forward. And then, of course, you've got heavy choppas there that are most likely going to be important. There's a troop damage node there that's going to be important, remote hack, remote defib, and then a whole bunch of really good nodes in the 8th engine, past the 8th engine. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give this video a like. It'll help us with the gods of the algorithm to help build the channel. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We've got over 240 videos on a variety of Boom Beach topics for you to learn from. And thanks as always to Hercules for help with the video editing.